Finn Balor is one of the most notable names in WWE today, with an extremely successful career to back this up. He is a Grand Slam champion for the company, and rightfully so, because he is very talented in the world of professional wrestling. So why is he being booked like a scrub? He's being booked like he wouldn't run circles around most of the roster. My major problem with this storyline at the moment is the fact that Judgment Day looks like a group of nobodies compared to the Terror Twins. They are just a group that gets their asses handed to them on a weekly basis, ruining the credibility to take them seriously as a faction. Carlito shouldn't be a part of this faction because he just makes them look goofy. And look, I'm a huge fan of his segments because he has some funny moments, but when you're tasked with making this faction look strong and one to be feared, having Carlito on the side is not the best way to present them. Dominic Mysterio is a little scary boy who has to get orders from his little girlfriend to start speaking, and he just looks like a weasel out there. JD McNuggets hasn't been presented like this ace that the commentary always boosts him up to be. And Liv Morgan is a world champion who runs away from Rhea Ripley anytime she's confronted. The only person that is keeping this group from being absolute jobbers is Finn Balor. That is a testament to how he is being misused right now. The only reason people haven't completely given up on this faction is because of the hope that Finn Balor can be booked like this badass Joker type of character and return back to the world title picture. Finn Balor was put into the sidekick role in order for Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley to shine. When this group first formed, he was the undeniable leader, but a year later, you're not even considering him being anywhere close to that role because it felt like Priest and Ripley have that all covered. I mean, look at all the rivalries that Finn has been a part of since joining the Judgment Day. He had this amazing feud with Edge in which he was booked to be this maniacal badass who would do anything to get the job finished, and it made him look strong. He had a United States Championship match against Seth Rollins in which I believe he would have benefited from winning the title, but he lost. And he followed this up with losing to AJ Styles at Survivor Series for no logical reasoning at all. This was around the time that he was receiving the Finn Balor nickname because he was legit losing to all of the notable names that you could think of. During his second feud with Edge, he brought back the Demon character, and up to this point, the Demon character was already buried because of the amount of times that he has lost with that persona, so everyone was worried that they were going to further shovel it into the ground. That is exactly what happened as the young up-and-comer Edge defeated Balor at the grandest stage of them all. This was completely stupid and made me give up on Balor from ever reaching the world title status again. He could have gained so much from beating a legend at WrestleMania, but nope, Edge decided to be Hulk Hogan in the moment and told Finn Balor, "That's not gonna work for me, brother." Finn was a part of the World Heavyweight title tournament to determine the new champion, and he lost to Seth Rollins, and once again, the fans were let down because he would have benefited from winning at least one big match in his run with the Judgment Day. He had a second date with Seth Rollins, and he was coming for the title once again. Everyone thought it was finally going to be his time to win the title because of the way that WWE was pushing this storyline. This was finally the opportunity to present Balor as a major threat on the roster. He lost because Priest caused a distraction that ultimately led to his demise, and once again, Finn Balor was taking a pin in a big match. Thankfully, he had a chance to redeem himself at SummerSlam. They finally revisited the championship match that they had 7 years ago, in which Finn beat Seth for the title, but he had to relinquish it the very next day due to an injury. He mentioned how he had to suffer all of those years seeing Seth Rollins get opportunity after opportunity, while he received nothing after losing the title that he was never beaten for. The fans were behind Finn Balor because he made a solid point that Rollins ran away with a title that should have been his in the beginning. The match was solid, but Priest once again ruined Balor's chances at securing the title. In my opinion, this was a huge blunder because Rollins at this point was getting stale with the championship, and Balor could have made the Judgment Day look a whole lot stronger with the leader holding the main gold. They could have also explored the relationship dynamic between Priest and Balor since Priest was the Money in the Bank holder. Do you see the problem here? This man was booked to look strong in only one of his feuds, and even that was fumbled in the grand scheme of things. WWE was not looking at Finn Balor as a major player, and you could tell because they were so hesitant on pulling the trigger on him. Let's continue on the rest of his Judgment Day journey. He won the tag titles from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in what was a fantastic street fight, but after this they went on to bury tag team wrestling altogether. They never defended the title against teams in the division and always felt like a prop when they were holding it. It was used as a device to make the faction seem like they're strong, but the fans despised it because we were being robbed of the tag team division developing storylines. These dudes proceeded to lose to Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes at Fastlane, then regained the titles back a week later on the main event of Raw. I couldn't believe that the titles were just being hot potatoed like this, and my interest levels in this group was diminishing so fast, and my interest level with Finn Balor was running very thin. They went on to lose the War Games match like the bunch of losers that they were, and they even all participated in the Royal Rumble match. Why the hell was Priest entering a Rumble match if he was the Money in the Bank holder at the time? When I saw him, I legit got pissed off because what are you even doing here? Anyways, Finn Balor was tossed out by Braun Breaker, and once again, the Judgment Day looks lost out there. Don't get me wrong, Judgment Day was out here putting on bangers with every team that they faced, but there was no story going into any of them, so nobody really cared about the matches that they were having. At WrestleMania 40, they would finally lose the tag titles, and Priest cashed in and became the world champion the very next night, so the crumblings of the Judgment Day was in full force. Guess who was taking pins 2 weeks later on Raw? Yeah, you guessed that right. It was Finn Balor. He lost to Jey Uso in 6 minutes. 6 fucking minutes. Whoever had faith in Finn past this point, I give you props because I was fully clocked out by this time. Losing to Jey Uso is fine, but losing to him in 6 minutes when you're a Grand Slam champion? Nah, that's just horrible. Finn Balor was unfortunately the fall man for this group because Priest couldn't afford a loss and they were saving Dominic from losing so much. These two ran it back in the King of the Ring tournament, and wow, what a shocker, he lost once again in the first round. For some reason, like typical WWE fashion, he was able to receive a #1 contender match for the tag titles in which he and JD McDonough came out victorious. That didn't matter anyway because they lost to the clowns of tag team wrestling, Awesome Truth. Losing to these comedy geeks was definitely the nail in the coffin. I remember seeing Twitter have a meltdown because they lost clean to Awesome Truth of all people. I'm sorry to all the Finn Balor fans watching this video, but your boy ain't ever winning that world title again. Give up the dreams, give up the hopes, or else you're going to become miserable like me, grasping at the glimmers of light that he could win it again. A couple of weeks later, he was in a Money in the Bank qualifying match in which he was once again taking the pin. This was a triple threat match that involved Rey Mysterio, by the way. Triple H, you couldn't have Rey take the pin? Why did Finn have to take the bullets in this one? I mean, you had a perfect story for Finn to win the briefcase and cash it in on Damian Priest, but nope, they decided to hand it to Drew and waste the cash in on the same night. I still hate that decision till this day. A couple of weeks later, Finn and JD would win the tag titles from Awesome Truth, and I was happy only because Awesome Truth were stinking up the tag team division on a weekly basis. So far, Judgment Day has defended the titles. Wait, hold up. You're telling me they haven't defended the title a single time since winning them? Yeah, apparently Paul Levesque has a hard-on for wrestlers winning the title and never fucking defending them. What was the point of taking it off of Awesome Truth in the first place? At least they were defending the damn titles. So once again, Judgment Day is making the titles feel like props that have no importance to them, and they are losing as champions. There should be no reason why champions are losing when the titles are not up for grabs. It just demeans the championships as a whole, and I have no idea why the creative team doesn't see a problem with this. They would never have Cody Rhodes losing a non-title match or have Gunther losing a non-title match, so why are the tag team champs exempt from that same respect? Ever since Finn Balor turned on Damian Priest at SummerSlam, the Judgment Day have been getting their asses kicked every single episode of Raw. There should be no reason why a group of 5 individuals are being overpowered by 2. Erase Finn Balor's history in this company and just think about the way he has been booked since SummerSlam. Do you think he's credible enough to go toe-to-toe with Damian Priest in a singles match? Hell no! Priest has been booked phenomenally in his last few weeks with the Judgment Day, and now he has broke out as a superstar for the company, while Finn Balor still feels like a punk, since he's constantly running away from Priest rather than being a savage and beating his ass with mind games or something. Last week on Raw, Finn Balor was booked to look like a badass, and I really enjoyed those segments. He got the Judgment Day to maul Priest and Rhea, but in my opinion, I didn't like how they backed away from Jey Uso as if they couldn't all gang up on him as well. I enjoyed the beatdown that he gave Rey Mysterio later on in the night because it made him look like an absolute savage, and that is all I've been wanting to see from his character. Not this punk who runs away when danger arrives. He injured one of the most beloved babyfaces in the game, and I hope they continue this mean streak from him. Have him play a Joker-like character that destroys Priest mentally, showing him that he is always a step ahead. Not too long ago, I made a video predicting how the Judgment Day should break up, and I had Finn Balor play mind games leading to the match at Bad Blood, but I concluded it with Priest winning the feud. Well, I changed my mind and would like to see Finn Balor win the feud instead. If Balor was to lose the match at Bad Blood, then there is no way people would be able to take him seriously anymore. You have to end this with Balor looking strong in the end and have him look strong going forward. We need that second NXT run from Balor that wasn't afraid to bend the rules. That was the best version of any of his characters on the main roster. Overall, I'm just tired of the Judgment Day in general. I think it has run its course and I'm ready to move on from the faction as a whole. Liv Morgan needs to leave the faction and leave Dom behind. Once Carlito leaves, there is no way he has anything to do afterwards. JD McDonough needs to blossom into his own character so we can have another great addition in the mid-card division. Dominic Mysterio needs to do the same thing since he really has the most potential out of the whole group. And Finn Balor is on the final run of his career. Give that man his flowers and give him proper booking before it is all said and done. He needs one last run. That is all I'm asking for. I hope that WWE gets their act together because currently at the moment, they are fumbling the booking of Finn Balor. Thank you all for watching the video. If you enjoyed this one, I have plenty of content that you could binge watch on the channel. Peace and love to you all. I'll see you in the next one.